What is going on, guys? Abundant Alchemist here, helping you make money, keep your money by looking at the day's news and doing technical analysis. So, I just want to start this off by saying do your own research. Do not listen to any one particular person on YouTube, on Instagram, on social media, including me. Take everything that you learn with a grain of salt. And for your own good, that's a light, yes. For your own good, learn how to do technical analysis. Learn how to read the charts. Do not ape into any just random coin because your friend at the human resources is telling you this is the thing that's going to retire them and make them not need to go to this job they hate every day. Number one is not to lose money. That's the number one rule. I want to tell you guys what I'm personally doing because of what I am personally seeing in the charts. It's very choppy right now. There's a lot of uncertainty, and I have the impression that we will fall further down more than go up. Now, you have to understand it's very complicated because of the situation in the macro when you step out and look at the big picture. It's a hard decision for me to do, to take, to say, to think even, and then to apply and execute. I just liquidated 53.49% of my portfolio because I am that convinced, you could say, that this market is going to further fall down, which will give me an opportunity. The reason why I think it's very complicated as a situation in whole, when you understand what's happening with the economy, with the Federal Reserve, which is a private entity, it has nothing to do with the federal government. They're just printing money out of thin air. And if you understand supply and demand, things that have lower supply and are more scarce become more valuable. The opposite of that is that it becomes less valuable. You have to understand that. This is where, if you live in the United States, where we find ourselves. The dollar is losing power. So you have to look into other things, assets, that can maintain the power to be able to purchase the things you need to live, to eat, to do things. Crypto is one of them. The stock market is one of them. The precious metal sector is one of them, as is many commodities at this point. I think it's too late to invest into lumber now. That thing is going to come down soon enough. I'm just showing you what I'm doing so you could connect dots, look at what everybody else is doing and saying, and then you can make your own decision with your own research using your own brain. Ultimately, this is what will make you or break you. Okay? Now, personally, I'm going through a lot of things emotionally. You know, your emotional bank account is just as important as your actual bank account. And so I have less and less time to really focus on what I'm doing. And with the market being the way that it is, I cannot afford to be fumbling around and not be a sniper with it. So I'm cutting back on the coins that I'm holding. What am I actually holding? Okay, I'm 6% of my portfolio is in metals. Silver coins, what they consider junk silver, and I'll explain why that is not the right term for that in a minute. Copper, right? I even have some PSLV, which is silver-backed stocks in the stock market. Now, my stock market holdings is 7.46%. Did all these numbers just now. You have to understand how to do percentages. If not, go online, learn it. There's a percentage calculator online called percentagecalculator.net. Okay? This is elementary math. And if you can't do that, you shouldn't even just wait for universal basic income. Let the government take care of you, okay? If you can't find the coins that you're interested in and you need to jump hoops and you just can't figure it out with your mind, just don't do it. Stick to what you can do and what you're good at, whether it be taking orders or whatever. This is for the people that are going to figure things out, because ultimately that's the type of go-getter attitude that you have to make this stuff work. No one's going to tell you what to do. You have to take things. Nobody woke me up and said, hey, you should look at your portfolio. You should feel this way. You should interpret the charts in this manner and then take this said action. You have to be your own CEO, the CEO of your life. The stock market, 7.46. Now, I'll share with you what I'm investing in. I read Michael Burry, which, if you've never watched The Big Short, this is pretty much what we're going to go through again. So I'm invested. I'm looking at good entry points for the 10 stocks that he has announced, because he's a public company. They are required every quarter or so to announce what stocks they've invested in the past quarter. Okay, so I'm looking at those 10. You could look it up on Google. Sherwin-Williams, which is a paint company. If you understand the concept of shovels in the gold rush, people with shovels made the most money. Right now, there's a housing craze. Everybody wants to buy houses because they're going through FOMO, because the house pricing is going ballistic and they think they're going to miss out. And what do people need once they purchase their house? They need paint. Sherwin-Williams is one of the few companies listed on the stock exchange. Sign SHW. I think it's going to do very well going into July. Uranium. The new Green Deal. Look into uranium and why it's one of the cleanest ways, despite some very bad accidents that have happened in the past. This thing is super undervalued. UEC in particular, I'm very bullish on, because they can make money with royalties. And not a lot of uranium companies, I don't think any, could do that. I'm invested in one of Michael Burry's stocks that he chose. Ingles Markets, IMKTA. Kraft Heinz, KHC. I got a free ADT stock when I joined Webull, and I'll try to put the link below. Gentworth Financial. I'm in Amplify Advanced Battery, because if you understand, the electric vehicle sector is about to blow up and they're running out of what they need for their batteries. Nickel, copper, silver. And one of my more boring stocks is OGIG, O Shares Global International, which Mr. Wonderful advised in one of his videos. You could look up what Mr. Wonderful invests in. Generally, people with a whole lot of money, they invest in boring things that aren't going to do too well, aren't going to do too bad. It's just going to conserve their wealth. And if it goes up, great. If it goes down, it's usually not going to go so down that it will devastate them and destroy their wealth. So OGIG is one of those things. You know, it's down 0.9%, big deal. And I slowly put in money into that as I go along. So that's the stocks. I have 20.95% of my portfolio staked in crypto. And I'll go over which coins I have staked in crypto. It's about 12. I have Ethereum staked. I have Cardano. I have EOS. I have Synthetics, Bitcoin, CRO from Crypto.com, and Polkadot. Now, I'm holding in my MetaMask Frontier, the DJ15 token, because I believe in Da Vinci Jeremy and his intelligence. He's an OG. UDT, Unlocked Protocol. Saffron Finance. TrueBit. And yeah, that's it. So I'm letting those ride out in my MetaMask because it's just going to be too much work for me to take it out. And I also believe in these things long term. So even if they go to crap short term, I know in 5 years I'll probably be able to live off of any one of these investments. So I'm just cutting my possible losses. Look, if this thing starts to take off without me, I'll just get back in. I just don't want to lose any more money. You know, I don't want to lose any money. And I definitely took a loss when selling these, but it's just, I think we were ahead of schedule. If you listen to Benjamin Cowan, he's an excellent channel on YouTube, Into the Cryptoverse. I highly suggest you check him out. Very rational in his approach, looking at trends. And he says that we've been way ahead of time, and this is just one of the corrections. Another channel I highly suggest for you is The Rational Investor, TRI, Brian Beamish. He taught Da Vinci Jeremy everything that he knows. Da Vinci Jeremy is the creator of the DJ15 coin, which I invested in because I highly respect and I love what he's doing with his channel, and I think that that's going to be worth a lot moving forward. All right, peace, guys. Hope you're doing well.